Yeah, what's this one looking like? What's this one looking like?
But if you're gonna flip it, more than likely, brand new, some type of laminate flooring, you'd be surprised how big of a difference like new flooring can do, or even the steam thing. Like, so a lot of this.
So what's Meet Kevin doing right now? Is he negotiating? Is he?
No, so Meet Kevin's just basically getting to know the area. So he's basically getting information from the real estate agent as to prices in the neighborhood, what rents are in the neighborhood, what are the most expensive areas in a neighborhood, what do rents go for. Basically just understanding the marketplace. But like, you can understand a marketplace virtually or in person. What he's doing is he's basically coming out. Location number 2, numero dos. This looks a lot better than the other neighborhood. Well, built in 2000 plus probably. Yeah.
Maybe 90s?
Yeah. You can see like a different style roof as well too. These have a lot more curb appeal. Check it out.
This place doesn't have natural gas though.
This doesn't. Okay.
This doesn't. It's out.
Interesting. Definitely an 80s floor plan. Oh yeah, here's that Arizona room.
Yeah. Camera setup is sick, bro. We're gonna have to upgrade.
I said, what's going on?
Same place, different location. Yeah, we're just checking out Scottsdale, which I've never been to before, and there's a big difference from the south to the north. So now we're trying to figure out where in the spectrum we want to.
What you think about this property?
This property's nice. I actually don't know how much they're going for. Do you know? Looks good to me. I just don't know if it's worth it. Just kind of seemed to be the case of the last one too. It was okay, but the numbers didn't make much sense. But this is why we like tract homes, right? Because the comps are really, really easy. You go somewhere where everyone's kind of building their own thing, all of a sudden pricing it gets really difficult. It's possible, but it's way more difficult. This newer construction, all the houses kind of by the same developer. This is exactly what we're looking for.
What the smell, the broken water lines,
Like holes in the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like a door that has a couple kicks in it.
Okay, so
you know,
even more than
like you open up the kitchen cabinet and it's like, ugh, you know, like,
cool,
like
nice.
That's the kind of set. Yeah, and then something like this is great because 88. I mean, the foundation's gonna be solid, electrical, plumbing's gonna be solid. Okay, the water heater might need to be replaced, but who cares? 88 home, man, this is easy. It's got a 50-year roof on it. This is easy. It's just, yeah, you got to find something like this that's enough of a fixer, right? So now if I get a call and it's like, hey, it's in this neighborhood, and I look at my video and I'm like, oh, I've been in that neighborhood. Oh, it's that floor plan. Oh, I happen to have been in that floor plan. Oh, this is, you know, it's a hoarder house and this is the price. I can comp it out without even getting off my butt.
Yep.
You know, and then I can say, yeah, write the offer, right?
Gotcha.
And then I've actually been there. You know, I don't want to do the thing where like, yeah, we want to buy it. And then like I go there and I'm like, no, I don't want to buy it anymore. You know, you don't want to do that because then the agent's never going to call you again.
Cool. Great.
Yeah. Arizona, it's different, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking for this price, I'd rather buy something in Ventura County for $741.
I know.
You can get something like that, and you're
in Ventura,
freaking point like a mile or two from the ocean.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That is an interesting thing. Once we start getting that, I'm noticing that more and more. Like we were just in Chula Vista, and we're like the 600, 700 range. You buy SoCal real estate at that point, you know.
And it's Southern California versus Arizona.
Yep.
I'm noticing that like prices in other areas, they've increased a lot.
Yeah, we're looking like value again
because of the migration. Yeah. So for that, I'd rather buy in Ventura County.
That's a really good point. Yeah, when we get to the plane, you got to shut yourself out too. All y'all.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And it's like Ventura weather right now.
Yeah. It's nice.
We kind of get this year round, sometimes
Summer.
here. Yeah, that is also true.
Not only that, but the accessory dwelling unit law in California, where if you have the right architect, where you can basically convert a house into a 2-unit or even a 3-unit.
Yeah, the JADUs and that. Yeah, we've got. What we're thinking is, if we bought, I don't know, let's say we had 50 properties or whatever, we could take one architect, basically design the same ADU for all of them.
Yeah.
Submit the plans while a tenant's already in the property. And just do the ADU when it gets approved, whenever that is, year, 2 years down the road, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At least then you have it. And even if we then had that approval, we could sell the property, the property value.
Now it's worth more.
It's worth
because it hasn't. Not only that, but if you actually go through the building process now, you're increasing the rents on the property.
Exactly, the cash flows. Okay, where's next?
East Palm.
How you feeling so far, Jason?
I'm feeling wonderful. It's great to be out here. It's a beautiful day. Great people.
Unless it's like
It's
really
exciting.
loud.
Lots of opportunity if you're out there grinding, working, you know.
Yeah, what's this one looking like? What's this one looking like?
So this one, a little bit older of a neighborhood, probably like 1960 home. You'll notice that they don't have a garage, they have more like of a carport. Roof looks in decent condition as well too. Not a lot of cars parked in the street. I always look at how many cars are parked in the street. That usually tells me if it's more of a rental market or if it's more of a owner-occupied market. Usually houses where there's not a lot of cars are more owner-occupied markets versus rental markets. So only benefit of going out of state would be that if you go in the right states where the landlord-tenant laws are friendlier. California has probably one of the worst, aside from New York, landlord-tenant laws, meaning that they are more pro-tenant versus pro-landlord. And I'm all about, like, obviously making it fair for everybody, but I'll give you an example. In one of the cities where we're at in Oxnard, if you want to move back into your property or fix up your property, you got to give the tenant $5,000 of relocation. So I think that maybe prices now, because in Arizona they've gone up a lot, they may be very similar and the rents may be very similar, but maybe the landlord, the tenant law in other states might be friendlier. There are states literally where if somebody doesn't pay the rent, you could probably get them out in 2 weeks. In California, it's going to take you 2 to 3 months to evict a tenant. That means 2 to 3 months of not collecting any rent. And on top of that, in certain cases, you might even have to give them relocation money. Not only that, but when states have laws like that, when a catastrophic event like a pandemic happens, California had some of the most rigid laws against landlords. Like literally, there was a period in California and even in LA where you couldn't evict a tenant for any reason for like a year and a half. So like sometimes when laws favor tenants so much, tenants tend to take advantage of that. Like I understand that people have hardships and people have things that that go on in their life, but there was a lot of people out there taking advantage of the law that had full-time jobs and were just pocketing the money knowing that the landlord couldn't evict them. If somebody's really going through a hardship, yes, let's protect them, let's help them, but there was a lot of people taking advantage of that, and a lot of people didn't like that, which is why even like a lot of people that would normally invest in California are now moving their money out of state because of the landlord tenant laws in California. Or maybe I'll skip this one because I got a call from an attorney. He has an estate. So it's funny, I left this attorney a voicemail not too long ago, just basically reaching out to him. So what I did in my business is I built a huge sphere of influence, or I built relationships with attorneys basically, and I reach out to them ever so often to see if they have any estates that we could potentially help them out with. So I left a voice message for this attorney who I hadn't done a deal with maybe in 2-3 years, and I reached out to him and I said, hey look, are there any properties that any of your clients need help selling? And then he just called my office and left me a voice message. So I am going to call him, because this is important. You know, if somebody reaches out to you saying that they want to sell a property, you better reach out to them fast. The smell. Whenever you walk into a home, sometimes homes have like a little bit of a funky smell. Sometimes it smells like somebody smokes in the property. This smells a little bit like smoke, and that can be a turnoff if a regular traditional buyer's taking a look at the property. That's the first thing that I notice when I walk in. I don't care, but there's some people that do.
We'd love to ride with you guys. Why don't you guys come in ours and we can ride?
Awesome.
That way it's sort of split.
That'd be great.
A little bit. We have to diversify out of Cali just because of what the investors want, right?
Yeah.
It's a bummer because I love Cali. But I mean, I get it. You know, we get a fire, an earthquake or something. I don't, you know, all the properties in one place. All our OPEX goes away, our coverage on property management revenue. So, but yeah, I mean,
So a little bit in California, a little bit in different states.
Yeah. So like, if I had a 100-unit portfolio, you know, for house hack within a year, it'd probably be 20, you know, in various different states.
Awesome.
Or cities even. Like it could be 20 SAC, 20 Ventura, you know, 20 Arizona. Just so we have that
diversified, yeah. That way, if something catastrophic happens, you're not all your eggs aren't in one. As soon as I found him, now we're
actually moving on.
Yeah. Before that, we were just kind of stuck, and then we had nothing but excuses from the architect.
Yeah, because they don't know what they're doing yet. You know, because it's still a relatively new law, so most of them are just trying to like, okay, this is how we do, you know, the SB7 ADUs.
Not only that, but like sometimes even the people at the counters will give you the wrong information, and if the architect doesn't know the actual law,
Yeah.
they'll basically bully you around from department to department. So it helps to have the person that knows, no, that's not right.
Good
and
call.
then go up to the right.
Where are you doing them in Ventura?
So Thousand Oaks, I have one.
They're easier. I like
Camarillo,
Thousand
I have one.
Okay.
They're easier as well too.
Okay.
Simi Valley, I have another one. They're easier.
Nice.
Oxnard and Ventura are the two pain in the
Yeah,
necks.
those are the permit offices I try not to go into. I send McKay. Whereas,
But even if you reach out to the architect that I'm recommending,
yeah, he can get through those.
oh man, easy. Yeah, so I have some in Oxnard that we're doing right as well. I even have like a 25-unit apartment. So for
Like
apartment
C
complex,
Street or
no, it's over off California,
okay.
over by 5 Point.
yeah, okay.
So on apartment complex, they allow you to do 25% of the total unit. So for a 25-unit apartment,
It's not limited to 2?
no, 25 on a 25-unit apartment, you can do 25%, which means you can do 6 successfully dwelling
That's
units.
awesome.
So we're going through the permit
Oh,
process.
I'd love to see some of your ADU projects.
I'd love
We'll have
to show
come
them
by.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
for
love to
sure.
show them to you.
Yeah. When we get back, we'll text about that. That's a great idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Yo, Kevin, what do we think about all the properties we've seen so far?
You know, so far it's okay. You know, I'm learning Scottsdale. Makes at least the weather feels like Ventura right now. Miss Ventura, love Ventura. But hey, you know what? There are good deals to be had everywhere. So yeah,
I'm like so pro.
it's
Ventura.
jading, man. It's jading.
Whenever you're there.
They lost all your stuff or whatever.
No, they misplaced it, yeah.
You still ended up getting it back.
So you guys flew in from Ventura today?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is.
I used to live in Playa Vista, so I'm
yeah.
very familiar. Yeah.
Wait, this is our third.
You're really managing cash flow and you're managing.
That's a lot of cash need. Yeah.
100%. So what we're trying to do is making sure that one actually got unloaded from a